Welcome back. I'm Carl Higbee. Obviously, one of the most important things for all people is the ability to feed our children, quite frankly. The latest crisis to plague our country makes doing that a lot harder. And as parents continue to struggle with finding formula for their babies, okay? I'm included in that. I have a 9-week-old kid at home. So for more on this, let's welcome in retired Lieutenant Commander and U.S. Congressman Dan Crenshaw. Sir, welcome to the program.
Hey, good to be with you, Carl. How you doing?
All right, so I reached out to you because you put up a really succinct video on your Instagram account about the baby shortage, the baby formula crisis. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So just wanted to tell people why it's happening. It happened primarily because of a recall that happened in Michigan at Abbott Labs. Now that luckily has since been rectified to the point where they'll start producing in 2 weeks, but that doesn't mean their baby formula will hit the shelves for another 6 to 8 weeks. So that's the bad news. The other bad news is the structural underpinnings of how baby formula is made. There's only a few companies that do it. They have almost 90% of the market share. So there's not a lot of competition. And you might ask, well, why isn't there a lot of competition? Well, a couple of reasons. One, the FDA has very strict standards on what we are allowed to import. So there's a lot of pretty good baby formula, say in Europe, that we just can't import. Also, a lot of the baby formula goes to the WIC program, the Women's and Infants and Children program. So it's getting baby formula to poorer families. And they really only contract from a few select brands, almost all of which are with Abbott Labs as well. Mm-hmm. So this creates a market without a lot of competition. So when one thing hits it, there's not a lot of people to make up the difference.
Well, Congressman, it's interesting. It's like the Biden administration, they shouldn't have seen this. Shouldn't they have seen this coming? I mean, if they're like, hey, guys, we have a recall, a voluntary recall. We've shut down the plant. They're going to start producing again. But, hey, maybe we should think about supplementing this, like you said, from Europe. Shouldn't we approve those supply lines? I know they're talking about it now, but why not 3 weeks ago?
Or even before that, this was a major shortage, but there's been smaller shortages that have popped up throughout the last few months, and that's just what you see with this administration, sort of problem solving after the fact, hoping that their media friends will just play some cover for them, let it go away, mm-hmm. and they only just recently, like you said, invoked the Defense Production Act, which is in this case makes a lot of sense. They're sending military planes abroad, picking up baby formula, bringing it back here. That's an easy button to press. That could have been done weeks and weeks ago.
Yeah, my concern is when the government launches an endeavor to solve the problem that it, quite frankly, created. I have my own reservations. But border facilities, and this is one thing that chaps a lot of Americans, is we're seeing these videos. One of your colleagues, Kat McCamick, I believe, she went down to the border facility, and there were full shelves stocked with baby formula. So down in a border facility where people are being illegally detained, or legally detained for illegally entering the country, they have all the baby formula in the world you need, but you go to Walgreens on Main Street, and there's nothing there. Can you offer people any type of better feeling about this whole situation? Is this crazy to me, or is that's just how it is?
I can't make you feel better about that. It makes people upset, right? Because it indicates a difference of priorities of where they should be. Mm-hmm. And look, I don't know how much they have. I'm actually introducing a bill that would demand DHS gives us those numbers and tells us exactly how much they have. We should not be prioritizing. Look, we'd love baby formula to be there for everyone, mm-hmm. but if we have to choose, it should be on American shelves. Full stop.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, look, I wish no ill will for people, but these people did make the choice to come here illegally, and now they've been placed in these detention facilities. Mothers at home, what do they have to look forward to? Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? What do you think?
I think there is. Look, like I said, the one good thing the administration's doing is these flights full of baby formula from abroad, getting them to our shelves. It does depend what part of the country you live in on whether you're really seeing big shortages or not. And the main facility that went down should be up and running within less than 2 weeks at this point, and it should be back on the shelves within 6 weeks. I'm not sure if that's much consolation because people need it now.
Yeah, you go through 1 or 2 cans a week sometimes. So, Congressman, before I let you go, I want to end on a little lighter note. Your buddy, Pete Davidson, okay, the host of Saturday Night Live. Yeah, your boy. I mean, you guys ended up patching it up. No pun intended to the eye patch, sir. But the funny thing is, it's a team guy joke. I gotta take my jabs where I can. But He's leaving Saturday Night Live. You got any messages for him?
Not really. I don't know why he's leaving Saturday Night Live. Look, we sort of patched it up. I mean, but then he did a Netflix special a year later where he just bashed me, and not in a funny way. I think Pete needs to learn how to be funny. Maybe Saturday Night Live was holding him back. Maybe really he is a funny guy and he'll find himself at this point, but we'll see.
I mean, after all, he's 28 years old, married to a super rich Kardashian, making tons of money on Saturday Night Live. He you know what? After all that, Congressman, he needs a break. That's the tough thing.
Yeah,
all right,
go into retirement, Pete.
Yeah, exactly, and don't come back. Congressman Dan Crenshaw, we appreciate you being here, sir.
All right, thanks, Carl.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.